Narrated by Abu Musa. Once the Prophet peace be upon him asked for a tumbler containing water. He washed his hands and face in it and also threw a mouthful of water in it. Narrated by Abdullah bin Zayd. Once Allah's Messenger peace be upon him came to us, and we brought out water for him in a brass pot. He performed ablution thus: he washed his face thrice, and his forearms to the elbows twice, then passed his wet hands lightly over the head from front to rear, and brought them to front again, and washed his feet up to the ankles. Narrated by Aisha. When the ailment of the Prophet peace be upon him became aggravated and his disease became severe, he asked his wives to permit him to be nursed, treated, in my house. So they gave him the permission. Then the Prophet came to my house with the support of 2 men, and his legs were dragging on the ground, between Abbas and another man. Ubaydullah, the sub-narrator, said, I informed Abdullah bin Abbas of what Aisha said. Ibn Abbas said, do you know who was the other man? I replied in the negative. Ibn Abbas said, he was Ali bin Abi Talib. Aisha further said, when the Prophet peace be upon him came to my house, and his sickness became aggravated, he ordered us to pour 7 skins full of water on him, so that he might give some advice to the people. So he was seated in a mikdab, brass tub, belonging to Hafsa, the wife of the Prophet. Then all of us started pouring water on him from the water skins till he beckoned to us to stop, and that we have done what he wanted us to do. After that he went out to the people. Narrated by Amr bin Yahya. On the authority of his father, my uncle used to perform ablution extravagantly, and once he asked Abdullah bin Zayd to tell him how he had seen the Prophet peace be upon him performing ablution. He asked for an earthenware pot containing water, and poured water from it on his hands, and washed them thrice, and then put his hand in the earthenware pot, and rinsed his mouth and washed his nose by putting water in it, and then blowing it out thrice with 1 handful of water. He again put his hand in the water, and took a handful of water and washed his face thrice, then washed his hands up to the elbows twice, and took water with his hand, and passed it over his head from front to back. And then from back to front, and then washed his feet up to the ankles and said, I saw the Prophet peace be upon him performing ablution in that way. Narrated by Thabit. Anas said, the Prophet peace be upon him asked for water, and a tumbler with a broad base and no so deep, containing a small quantity of water, was brought to him, whereby he put his fingers in it. Anas further said, notice the water springing out from amongst his fingers. Anas added, estimated that the people who performed ablution with it numbered between 70 to 80.